When you know that you are queer, but your favorite drink is beer, that's gayish. You can bottom without stopping, but you can't stand going shopping, that's gayish. Oh, gayish, you're probably gayish. Well, life's just too short for narrow stereotypes, so it's gayish. We're also gayish. It's Gayish with Mike and Kyle. Hello, everyone in the podcast universe. This is Gayish.
The podcast that makes sure you're never alone, even when you're jerking it.
Oh, that's true. I'm watching.
I can see you. I'm like Santa. I can see when you're coming.
You are naughty.
You're naughty. Very.
Ooh, nice. I'm Mike Johnson.
I'm Kyle Getz.
We're here to bridge the gap between sexuality and actuality. And today, Kyle, can you imagine
what
if you had the ability to just like whenever somebody was masturbating to just like see them?
That's the weirdest superpower ever.
But also hot.
Yeah.
I would use it.
Oh, yeah. What's Chris Hemsworth up to?
Yeah. You could only use it if they were jerking off. So I don't know. I think he has people for that.
Call in the staff. Oh, my God. To be hired as Chris Hemsworth's jerking offer.
Hot, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's not what we're here to talk about.
No.
We could do a whole episode on that, though.
I think so.
I'm pretty sure at this point. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So feedback, corrections, 100 words. First, use my hole, everybody.
Yeah. Use Mike's hole.
It's here for a reason.
Yeah.
It's crying out. Use me.
Don't cry out loud.
But yeah, feedback / corrections / not really. Somebody correctly asked the question after we talked about the Eurovision controversy on the news last week and said, wait, what? It's Eurovision. Why are we talking about Israel?
Mm.
And I just wanted to answer that in case anybody else had similar thoughts or feelings. So Eurovision is organized by the European Broadcasting Union. It's been around since 1950. And there are 112 member organizations in 54 countries. And the United States is part of the European Broadcasting Union. They're very loose on their geographic requirements for this. And anyway, Israel has been a member of the EBU since 2017 as the Israeli Public Broadcasting Corporation. And that's why there are other eligibility requirements, but being part of the EBU is like one of them.
So we could compete in Eurovision?
100%.
We could?
Yeah.
That's wild. Why don't we?
I don't know. I don't know.
Mike?
Kyle?
Why don't we?
Should we be the ones?
Yes.
That do it?
We'll create a song called "You're Probably Gayish" and sing about it.
The EBU decides. We would have to like, I don't know, rally? No, what's the word? Lobby them. We'd have to lobby them. But I think we have the power to do that, Kyle.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Okay, great. We're going to be in Eurovision next year, everybody. By we mean the United States, and by the United States, I mean Kyle and I.
Yep. We're competing with our song, "You're Probably Gayish."
Yeah. Okay, great.
We're going to talk about popes.
But first, the news. Shut your mouth hole. It's time for your ear holes. News. News the first.
Yeah.
Speaking of like international like competitions or something. So the first ever World Cup Pride March. The World Cup is soccer. Mm-hmm. And so the soccer tournament decided to have its first ever Pride themed game at a game that was going to be played at the Seattle, Washington Lumen Field Stadium on June 26th. That is our Pride Festival. And then by random selection, the game that was chosen for that slot was Egypt versus Iran.
Oh, God.
And Egypt versus Iran said, no, cancel that. Essentially saying, cancel Pride.
Oh.
Egypt and Iran, via FIFA and the World Cup, are asking Seattle to not do Pride.
No, you don't have that power.
Well, and that's like shoot for the stars and you maybe hit the moon. Yeah. I think that they would settle for just not having Pride shit happening inside the stadium.
Yeah.
But I also don't think they get to have that.
Oh, are they going to force pride down their throats?
Well, we can show up in rainbows and have flags and like sing gay songs, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, it's really interesting to me. So same-sex sexual relations are illegal in both of those countries. The Egypt Football Association said Tuesday that it has sent an official letter urging FIFA not to go forward with the theme, writing that it, quote, completely rejects such activities, which are directly contrary to cultural, religious, and social values in the region, especially in Arab and Islamic societies.
You talked about this recently, how like there is some level of cultural relativism and cultural customs that we need to be sensitive to, and this is not one.
Yeah.
We don't have to be sensitive to your dislike of gay people.
I totally agree. If you are welcome to not participate in the World Cup.
Correct.
How about that?
Yes, exactly.
Right? Like if it's that big of an affront to your moral framework, then maybe you shouldn't be playing soccer.
Yeah.
Iran also said that they would appeal to FIFA. Mayor-elect Katie Wilson has said, this is an opportunity to, quote, show the world that in Seattle, everyone is welcome. Our city is ready, the fans are ready, and I can't wait. With matches on Juneteenth and Pride, we get to show the world that in Seattle, everyone is welcome. What an incredible honor. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens inside the stadium. We'll see what happens according to FIFA or not. And, like, it's Pride. We're going to be out, bitches.
Yeah, things are going to be gay whether you want them to be or not.
Yeah, I hope we can figure out where the soccer players are staying because they're hot and then be extra gay in their vicinity.
Yeah, I want to be extra gay on their dicks.
Yeah, exactly. Which, who knows? It's probably like a Republican convention, and Grindr's going to be lit up with all of those gay-ass soccer players from suppressed countries.
I feel like, and all the support staff, too. I feel like they're pretty gay, too.
Yeah.
Like the assistant trainers and the... I don't know, the line people, judges.
That one lesbian with a clipboard who like makes the shit actually happen. Yeah, for sure. Okay, news the second.
Yeah.
Budapest's mayor, Gergely Karaksony. That's not how you say that.
Are you going to try again or leave it as it is?
Gergely? Grgely. I don't know. It's a Hungarian name, and it's impronounceable, Kyle.
If you want to join Patreon, go to patreon.com/Gayish podcast.
Gergely Karaksony.
Sure.
Anyway, he's revealed that he faces charges because he helped organize a banned Pride event in the city. So Hungary has a ban on Pride festivals and parades. And on June 28th last year, tens of thousands of people, including the mayor, Gergely Karaksony, took to the streets of Budapest to defy Viktor Orban, who's just... Donald Trump loves him. That should tell you a lot about who he is. Anyway, he revealed that the government is pressing charges against him. Quote, the police concluded their investigation against me in connection with the Budapest Pride March in June with a recommendation to press charges. They accused me of violating the new law on freedom of assembly, which is completely absurd. And he says, quote, I'm proud that I took every political risk for the sake of my city's freedom, and I stand proudly before the court to defend my own freedom and that of my city.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Also, so there was, ever since the ban, and the ban was put into place in March, on the grounds that depiction of homosexuality was a threat to minors. It's always about the kids.
Always about the kids.
And there were a bunch of protests about that at the time, but also there have been fines proposed of up to 200,000 forints, which is $550.
Okay.
For organizers of Budapest Pride, anyone attending, and that's
worth it.
Worth it. Like, I mean, that's what Pride costs in some cities in America anyway, already. At least the good parties.
Yeah.
I've never been to a good party, though. Have you ever been to, like, a fancy-ass Pride something that with a...
like a gala or like a big event or something?
I just assume that
like
the whole
something?
gay world is doing something really expensive and awesome, and I'm just not.
No, I just go to the cuff.
Yeah, great. Which even that could be like $60 or $100. Yeah.
Happy Pride.
Is it too early to get our bracelets for the cup block party?
I'm going to start waiting in line right now.
Yeah. And then news the last, Kyle.
Yeah.
So the city of St. Pete Petersburg, Florida, was forced to remove their Pride street murals.
Oh.
And by dickbag fuckface asshole emeritus Governor Ron DeSantis's "Don't Say Gay" law and being in cahoots with the Department of Transportation over the supposed safety problems of Pride sidewalks and Pride crosswalks. Anyway, the city of St. Petersburg has said that they are going to be installing Pride-inspired bike racks.
Okay. We can make anything Pride. You just slap a rainbow on that shit and we're good.
Well, and that's exactly what it is. The bike racks are just the primary colors of the rainbow in order. It's, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. There's a bunch of them all over the place. 11 Pride-inspired bike racks. So 11 rainbows.
Okay, that's okay, but crosswalks aren't?
Yeah. So the bullshit argument that the right is making, the Department of Transportation is trying to make and push to all of the states and local jurisdictions to toe the line, is that they are a visual distraction and that they will cause people to run over pedestrians. Which I bet more pedestrians do get run over in Pride sidewalks, but it's dickbags driving giant trucks with truck nuts that are mad at gay people doing it, as opposed to like any actual safety problem with the crosswalk. But
that's interesting. If angry people drive through intersections that have Pride to cause accidents to inflate the numbers, then they could prove themselves true. Yeah, I don't think that's actually true.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe it either. Anyway, it's just I think I love sort of malicious compliance, and this isn't even malicious compliance. This is just saying, like, fine, if you're going to take away our crosswalks, we're going to do something just as gay that is legal. You assholes. Yeah. And I really appreciate that when we just find another way. Yeah. Like, be sad about your crosswalks. Everybody's sad about crosswalks being removed, and do something else. That's great.
Yeah, I love it.
That's the news.
That's the news. Speaking of things I love, I want to thank the following new Patreon member. Thank you to Adam Peterson.
Nailed it, I think.
Yeah, probably. If you want ad-free episodes a day early, if you want to use Mike's hole,
it's right here.
It's right here. It's just begging for it. If you want to get a signed t-shirt, if you want to pick your own episode topic, all those benefits are available and more. And you can support the show by going to patreon.com/Gayish podcast.
Do it.
Do it.
This is our third Losers Month entry, Kyle.
It is.
Right? Third? This is our fourth one, but the third one was actually the fifth one. So now time is hard.
It's not that hard. We recorded the Patreon bonus episode early and it doesn't come out till later. So it's the fourth for us.
But it's the third for dear listener.
For the listeners.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So as of now, I'm winning 2-1.
Yeah, but we won't. If we don't reveal who won, then I guess we'll do that on the next episode.
What?
On the next episode, we'll reveal who won.
Or tied. You can tie.
No, we'll reveal who won.
Okay.
Because we already recorded the Patreon bonus episode, we can't reveal it on that.
Right.
So we have to reveal it next episode.
Oh, well, okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So you're up 2-1. That's the point.
I'm up 2-1. That's the point.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about popes. People did not want that, so they voted it down. Mm-hmm. I added it back into the Losers Month poll.
And it won.
And it won.
Why did you want to talk about popes?
Because they're so gay, Kyle. They all wear dresses. They have so many sparkles.
They are very sparkly.
They have their own special car so they don't have to walk. If Moira Rose on Schitt's Creek is going to wear a pope hat, that tells you all you need to know about them. And I don't know, the Catholic Church is just so outspoken against gay people, despite the calls coming from inside the house. And we're going to talk a lot about that, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think we are.
But yeah, that's why.
Okay.
That's why.
Okay.
Are you okay talking about popes?
Yeah, why wouldn't I be?
I don't know.
Oh.
You didn't really have veto power this time.
I didn't. When I started researching, I was like, I don't want to do this. Yeah. And but I think I came away with some interesting insights that I will share with you.
Great. Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to talk to you about the history of popes, Kyle.
Okay.
The papacy is legit 2,000 years old almost. And so that makes it one of the longest running things that humans have done, like, verifiably continuously. But it's a lot of drama. Like, there's like the history of popehood has been like an
HBO drama,
riddled with bullshit, Kyle. It's magical. Okay, so they claim that Jesus established St. Peter as the first pope of the Catholic Church in the Bible. Matthew 16:18, "You are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church." And according to tradition, that Peter was martyred in Rome. That means killed. Around 64 CE under Emperor Nero. And he was crucified. He asked to be crucified upside down because he didn't want to die like Jesus did.
Okay.
Which seems kind of one-uppy, actually, to me. like fuck, Jesus only did it right side up. Turn me upside down.
I'm going to do the whole thing upside down.
Gonna outdo that pussy. In 1939, they found bones under St. Peter's Basilica that some claimed were St. Peter's, and Pope Paul VI confirmed them in 1965.
But he's not the one that can confirm it. He doesn't do the DNA testing or whatever the fuck they do on bones to confirm them. Well, I don't care what he says.
Who are you to argue with the Pope, Kyle?
I'm Kyle fucking Getz.
Rome is currently where the Pope lives and ruins the world. And it's Rome because both Peter and Paul were associated with Rome, but also it was the capital of the Roman Empire. Christianity was legalized under Emperor Constantine in 313, and the Bishop of Rome became more powerful with each successive pope. And there was some, like, it moved around, but basically Rome has always, not always, Rome is where the Pope has been and has been for a really, really long time. Pope just comes from the Greek word for father. It was used to be used for all bishops, so it's daddy. In 1073, Pope Gregory VII said Pope could just be the Pope.
Instead of what?
Like, you can't call every bishop isn't Pope. It's just the Pope is the Pope.
Gotcha.
Everybody else is a bishop.
Gotcha.
Don't overuse the daddy thing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, I would recommend that to gays too.
Yeah.
Don't overuse daddy.
Don't overuse daddy. Sometimes his wallet hurts. Okay. So for about 1,000 years, give or take, the Pope wasn't just like the dude that ran the Catholic Church, but was also the literal monarch that ruled a lot of central Italy. So Lazio, Umbria, Marche, anyway, and parts of Emilia-Romagna. Frankish King Pepin the Short gave a bunch of territory to the Pope.
What a horrible name.
In exchange for church support against his enemies. And that's how the Pope ended up having all of this land and control. Now, there was this document called the Donation of Constantine that said that the Pope had authority over the entire Western Roman Empire. That was used for centuries as the document that gave the Pope political power over Western Europe.
Where do you put shit like that? You can't just file that away in a filing cabinet. You gotta, like, do you frame it so people could see? Do you, like...
Just like Trust Me Broad exists.
Yeah, I got that document. Yeah, it's somewhere around here. You check your desk, like...
Well, and then, okay, to your point, though, then in 1440, that document was found to be a complete fabrication. It was made up. But I don't know, like, in 1440... You can't Google that shit. How did you figure it out?
Yeah, how do you prove it's
made
fake?
Up?
You hold it up to the light?
How do you prove it's real? How do you prove it's fake? I don't know how anything happened before, like, color TV.
I don't know either.
That's the second time I've referenced color TV today. That's really weird. Anyway, let's see. So then Italian unification took away most of the Pope's territory in the 1860s, and in 1870, Italian troops basically attacked the Rome the walls. And from 1870 to 1929, the Pope called himself a prisoner in the Vatican.
Wow!
But refused to recognize Italian sovereignty. But really, the Vatican City has only been a place since 1929. The Lateran Treaty was signed with Benito Mussolini in 1929, and that's really the only thing that the Pope like runs politically. He's an absolute authoritarian monarch within the walls of that teeny tiny half of a square kilometer. It's only 109 acres. Big old quotes around the word country. About 800 people live in Vatican City, 800 to 1,000. Okay. I'm going to talk about gay popes a little bit later.
Okay.
But I do want to talk about 3 weird pope history things. And then we'll move on. Number 1, in January of 897.
897. Wow.
Pope Stephen the Sixth. Pope Stephen the Sixth had the Pope before him dug up 9 months after he died, dressed him up in Pope robes.
Oh, God.
And put him on trial. Propped him up on a throne, propped his dead old body up on a throne, and put him on trial.
What the fuck?
Apparently, Pope Stephen screamed accusations at the rotting corpse. There was a terrified teenager who was a deacon who was appointed to speak for the dead Pope, so I had to like respond when asked questions. The charges were perjury and illegally becoming Pope. The corpse was found guilty.
It didn't defend itself very well.
The 3 fingers used for blessings were cut off. The body was stripped naked, buried in a common grave, then dug up again and thrown into the Tiber River.
Wow. What a fucked up thing to do.
Everyone was so horrified that Pope was imprisoned and strangled to death.
Strangled to death. You don't go quick when you get strangled. That's a long time that you have to hold someone's neck to strangle them to death.
Yeah, until they pass out, they're thinking about their choices that led them to that moment, probably. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, Pope John the IX later had to add a rule that you can't put dead people on trial anymore.
Sure. Let's make that very clear. That should be obvious, but just in case.
Sometimes they put animals on trial in history too, which is hilarious. Anyway, weird history moment number 2. There was a period of time that there were 3 popes at the same time.
Really?
Yeah. So the papacy had been, in 1378, the papacy had been in Avignon, France for about 70 years, and it went back to Rome. And when the Pope died in 1378, Roman mobs demanded an Italian Pope. So the cardinals had their conclave, which is how you choose a Pope, and they elected Urban VI. But he turned out to be such a dickbag that they immediately regret it. So the French cardinals left and elected a second Pope. And then Europe basically split along political lines, but each side had to choose, like, are you pro-French Pope or are you pro-Italian Pope? Which Pope do you want? And then in 1409, there was a council that tried to fix things by deposing both popes and electing a third one. But the first 2 refused to step down. So then there were 3 people that said, I am Pope. It wasn't resolved until the Council of Constance of 1414 to 1418.
Who won?
The Pope, Kyle.
I can't.
That's how these things go.
Thanks.
whoever outlasted them all. Although one of the deposed popes, Benedict XIII, locked himself up in a fortress and claimed to be Pope until he died.
I mean, anyone can do that.
Everybody just ignored him.
Yeah.
I'm the Pope, Kyle.
You're the Pope for sure.
And then the last, they've had some grisly deaths, Kyle. Being Pope is like kind of dangerous historically. Like not lately, but In 882, Pope John VIII was poisoned by one of his own clerics. But the poison acted too slowly, so the murderer just finished him off with a hammer.
Oh my God. Sounds like a Saw film.
Yeah. Pope John XII in 964, he became Pope at only 18 years old.
Damn.
And basically turned...
I rule all women have to not wear bras.
Yeah. Well, apparently the Papal Palace basically turned into a brothel while he was in the reign. He died because he was caught in bed with another man's wife, and the jealous husband beat him to death.
Jesus.
And Pope John X in 928 was killed by a noblewoman named Marozia, who had been the lover of Pope Sergius III and mother of an illegitimate future pope. She had John X's brother murdered right in front of him, then had the Pope smothered with a pillow.
Oh my God. Smothered with a pillow? That's not even the most efficient way to smother someone.
I know, right?
You can kind of breathe a little bit.
Yeah, you sound like, from experience, you know.
Who could say, really?
Yeah. Anyway, just like I was going to talk a little bit about conclave, Kyle. Like the Pope is chosen from all of the bishops. So whenever the Pope dies, they get together for conclave. That comes from Latin cum clave, meaning with a key. And it happens, the tradition dates to 1268 because they couldn't agree on a pope for almost 3 years. So the citizens of Rome locked them in and gave them bread and water until they made their minds up. They're like, we need a leader. Stop dicking around. Yeah. So they got locked in there, not of their own will. But anyway, so this is the whole thing about like they vote and they talk and they vote and they pray and then they vote and they talk and they vote and then they pray and then they go to sleep or whatever. But there's smoke signals. So every time that the votes are cast, they count the ballots and then they burn them. And so if the chimney runs with black smoke, it means there's no pope yet. And then when they choose a pope, they put chemicals in it so that it burns white. And white smoke out of the chimney means that a pope has been elected and everybody freaks out. Yeah, that's it. That's a lot of history, Kyle. But you're going to talk about how gay...
I'm going to talk about the atmosphere of faggotry. Great. That exists at the Vatican.
Is that your phrase? Did you?
No.
Okay, great.
Nope. Let's see. Here's a quote that I'm going to start with. I'm about to say a thing.
Great.
A paradoxical situation remains. On the one hand, homosexual relations are considered sinful, but on the other, a significant percentage, probably the majority of cardinals are homosexual. That is a quote from Rick Torfs. That's a man that needs a new name, number one. And number two is a professor of canon law at the Catholic University on Leuven. He was on a popular Belgian news analyst program shortly after Pope Francis's death, talking about this. When asked about the statement, he said, "People I know in the Vatican think it's a large majority."
So interesting.
Isn't that wild? So that started me on this, like, is this true? Like, this must be someone's weird claim.
Nah, I mean, I found an article on theconversation.com, which I don't even know what that site is, but that suggested that 30 to 40% of priests are gay. And if so, then like gays are better at everything, so they are the ones who become the cardinals then.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So, yeah, there's a lot of gays in the Catholic Church in spite of their rules.
Yeah. So then, of course, they think we're all pedophiles because...
Well, we'll get to that.
Okay.
In 2024, Pope Francis, during a private meeting, was reported to have said, a Monsignor who works at the Vatican once said to me, this is still his quote, "A Monsignor who works at the Vatican once said to me, 'Your Holiness, I want to say something. I'm worried about the gay culture inside here.' I said, 'Yes, there is an atmosphere of faggotry. It is true. You find it in the Vatican.'" So even Pope Francis knew that that the Vatican is pretty gay.
I mean, atmosphere of faggotry. We need T-shirts.
Oh, for sure. I love an atmosphere of faggotry. Wherever I go, one follows. In 2013, the largest Italian daily newspaper, La Repubblica, reported that a gay lobby, that's in quotes, might be operating inside the Vatican.
Maybe even a gay agenda?
Maybe even a gay agenda, you might say. According to the newspaper, there was one... this was one of the many secrets revealed in the 2-volume, 300-page report presented to Pope Benedict XVI by 3 cardinals he had appointed to investigate the affair known as VatiLeaks.
Wow.
VatiLeaks. Vatican.
VatiLeaks.
VatiLeaks, I guess.
They needed to workshop that a little bit, I think.
Yeah, that's not a great name. WikiLeaks happened and everyone was like, it's called something leaks.
I love a good portmanteau.
Yeah.
I hate a bad one.
Yeah. But I think VatiLeaks might not be great. VatiLeaks happened when the papal butler stole some of Pope Benedict's private papers and leaked them to the press. And apparently this newspaper said that those documents reveal that a gay lobby is operating in the Vatican. Pope Francis was aware of this. He was in what was supposed to be a private meeting, Pope Francis said, quote, "The gay lobby is mentioned, and it is true. It is there. We need to see what we can do." He was referring to a different leak of confidential information, but he also... So the popes are aware of the gayness of the Vatican.
Yeah.
In 2019, a book, In the Closet of the Vatican, claims that 80% of...
See, that's good. I like that.
Yeah?
In the Closet of the Vatican.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
That's creative. That makes me chuckle.
Good. I'm glad. That book claims that 80% of Vatican priests are gay. This was a 570-page book written by French journalist and author.
So it's a walk-in closet. Great.
Author Frederic Martel, who spent 4 years researching it. He conducted 1,500 interviews, including with 41 cardinals, 52 bishops and monsignors,
and a partridge in a pear tree.
45 papal ambassadors or diplomatic officials, 11 Swiss guards, and more than 200 priests and seminarians. Mm-hmm. The revelations include that claim that 80% of Vatican priests are gay. There was also the rule of thumb that the more homophobic a cleric was, the more likely he was to be gay.
We've seen that over
We've
and
seen
over
that before.
and over and over again.
For sure. It also revealed that some people accepted their sexuality. A few maintained discreet relationships. Others sought high-risk casual encounters. Who doesn't, girl?
Right. Yeah.
I get that approach to life. For example, one cardinal who held a senior Vatican position was an arch defender of church teachings on homosexuality. You can tell I didn't write that. And contraception while using male sex workers.
I mean, you can't get pregnant.
That's all that matters.
It's all that matters.
That's gayness is contraception, everybody.
Yep.
From the article in The Guardian that I read this in, quote, "Although the book does not conflate homosexuality with the sexual abuse of children," which that's important. That's a difficult thing to do. Martel describes a secretive culture among priests that creates conditions in which abuse is not confronted, say people familiar with the book's contents. So wait, like like if we're going to look the other way on this gay thing, then we'll look the other way on this pedophilia thing too. That's my guess.
Or child abuse thing too.
Yeah,
that's fucked up, but I get it.
If you have an air of secrecy already, if the entire thing is you not going to reveal things or secrets or who you are, or if we're keeping all the bad things and all the demons at bay, we might as well keep all of them.
Yep. And
that creates a culture in which you can get away with shit like this.
Ew.
So unfortunately, the gayness relates to the abuse of children, but not in the way you might think.
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah. So the Vatican, I didn't know before doing this that the Vatican is super duper gay.
Super duper gay. There was that, we talked about it on the show when it happened. There was that apartment that was rented to a cardinal or bishop or something like that. That was just like this giant gay orgy was busted there.
Oh, hot.
And there was a bunch of cocaine involved. Mm-hmm. Let me see. Do I have that? Did I put that in my notes here?
Are you going to try to find that news story?
No.
Oh, okay.
I thought maybe it was in... Yes. Here it is. I found it, Kyle.
Wow.
So Monsignor Luigi Capozzi, who's a secretary to a close papal advisor, was arrested by Vatican police after hosting a cocaine-fueled gay orgy in his Vatican apartment. It happened to be the former apartment of Cardinal Ratzinger, who would become Pope Benedict XVI.
Wow.
He used a BMW with Vatican license plates to transport cocaine because if you have Vatican license plates, you are immune from police searches.
Wow, that doesn't seem fair.
Neighbors, who are all high-ranking cardinals, complained about the, quote, steady stream of young men.
And then the young men had a steady stream.
Yeah, exactly right. Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
That's like... It's okay. I kind of weirdly admire the intelligence there.
What, that he can grab some cocaine and be like, nope, can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's balls, you know?
Yeah. I wish I was some important position so that a steady stream of young men would come over to my place.
Or do you just need a lot of cocaine?
Oh, sure. I can. Okay. I'll just pick up some cocaine.
Well, okay, Kyle, I'm going to talk to you about gay popes.
Okay.
I'll talk about Pope Joan later. Gay popes. This is more history stuff, but this is about like gay popes throughout history.
Okay.
We've already talked about like that the priesthood is very, very gay, depending on who you ask. But it's like gay people are certainly well overrepresented in the gay in the Catholic priesthood. Yeah. In fact, there's a thing that I was going to make a segment out of that I decided not to. I'll just say the bottom line here, that apparently a bunch of Catholic priests died at a rate 4 to 6 times that of other men during the AIDS crisis.
Wow.
And not always because of AIDS-related complications, and it certainly wasn't. It was underreported as such in the news because of covering it up. But like, there's legit like the Catholic priest population took a hit during the early days of the AIDS crisis.
But not due to AIDS-related complications?
No. It was due to AIDS-related complications. It just wasn't reported as such.
Got it.
There's a big dip in increase in deaths or dip in population, whichever way that you want to say that, in the mid 80s. There's an explanation somewhere. Could be correlation, causation, but like
it's because they're gay.
It's because they're gay. A bunch of them died of HIV AIDS. Okay. So let's talk about Pope Julius III, Kyle.
Okay.
In 1548, while still a cardinal, Julius fell in love with Innocenzo Ciocchi del Monte.
With a name like that, who could blame him?
Innocenzo Ciocchi del Monte. My Italian's not great. Anyway, he was a 14 or 15-year-old beggar boy, which it's the 16th century. That's a little different, but still, like, you know. But he saw him fighting off an attack from his pet ape on the streets of Parma. That's just what this says.
Wow, you just said the wildest thing I've ever heard.
So he was so into this boy that he had his brother adopt him.
What?
Yeah. What? Yeah, he had his brother legally adopt Innocenzo because he couldn't have a wife. He couldn't adopt this kid as his own kid. So he told his brother, "Hey, adopt that boy."
Interesting. Wait, why couldn't he? Oh, are you not allowed to adopt children when you're...
Can't have kids. You can't have a spouse.
Okay.
That's like, and so a lot of gay men for a long period of time were drawn to the Catholic priesthood because that was one way because it was okay to be gay, it just wasn't okay to act on it.
Yeah.
So I'll join the priesthood. Yeah. And then have cocaine fueled orgies.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Nice.
So the Venetian ambassador reported that Innocenzo, quote, shared the Pope's bedroom and bed when he was in when he reached the papacy. Poet Joachim du Bellay wrote satirically of, quote, a Ganymede wearing the red hat on his head. And Italian gossip said Julius showed the impatience of a lover awaiting a mistress when Innocenzo arrived in Rome. Julius allegedly told people that boy was super hung and amazing in bed.
So he wasn't keeping it that secret.
Wasn't keeping it that secret. And the scandal was so damaging to the papacy that the position of cardinal nephew was eventually abolished in 1692. And the Secretary of State position, which is the number 2 role at the Vatican, was created specifically to handle duties that Innocenzo fucked up.
Oh, no.
That he was too illiterate to perform. And anyway, yeah. That's like that Pope gay.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Well, there's some that's like gay rumors, and you're like, okay, what? Let's speculate and maybe and probably. And there's some that are like, he told everyone that this boy was hung. Right. Yeah. Exactly. Like, that's gay.
Yeah. Totally. Pope Sixtus the Fourth. So Italian historian Stefano Infessura wrote in his Diary of the City of Rome that Sixtus was a lover of boys and sodomites, that he awarded benefices and bishoprics in return for sexual favors. He made his nephew Pietro Riario, who was also his lover, according to some, a cardinal.
Uh-oh.
The Venetian ambassador also had things to say about him, said that he was labeled him as a sodomite. And Lewis Crompton wrote a book called Homosexuality and Civilization, and has a lot of things in that book that document that Pope Sixtus IV was gay. Pope Benedict IX was the 11th century. And according to Lynn Yamaguchi Fletcher, a scholar of the papacy, she says that he was primarily homosexual. Quote, the first pope known to be primarily homosexual. He became pope around age 20 through family bribery. And Pope Victor III wrote, quote, his rapes, murders, and other unspeakable acts of violence and sodomy. His life as a pope was so vile, so foul, so execrable that I shudder to think of it.
Wow. What an unfortunate person to be gay.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't seem like he left a good legacy for us. Not all gay people are good.
That's absolutely true. And I suppose, like, power corrupts, but absolute power corrupts absolutely. Mm-hmm. And just like the Roman emperors, we see a lot of them do, like, a lot of freaky shit when they get to that untouchable position of power. St. Peter Damian accused him of routine sodomy and bestiality and sponsoring orgies.
Sponsoring orgies. Yeah. This every like 10 minutes I have to stop and hear a message brought to you by our sponsor. Hi, this orgy has been brought to you by the Pope.
Get that dick out of your mouth. We got
the sponsor message.
Sponsor time. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, keep going.
No, keep going. He also Time Magazine did a whole thing on this dude and said that he turned the Vatican into a male brothel, basically, while he was Pope.
Nice.
And he also sold the papacy. He got bored of being Pope and sold it to his godfather for about $30 million in today's money.
Damn. I would take $30 million.
To be Pope?
To be Pope? I wouldn't want to be Pope, so it'd be a win-win for me. Yeah.
That's a long con, though. To work your way all the way up through the Catholic Church, all of those coke-fueled orgies and
I know, I'd have to go through so many coke-fueled orgies. What a burden.
Just to become Pope and then sell it for $30 million. Nice. Maybe worth it, actually.
Yeah.
Probably that's, for as long as it would take to get there, a pretty good salary.
Pretty good return on investment. Yeah. For sure.
Let's see. So there's just a few other gay popes. Not a ton of details. Pope Julius II, 16th century, was the warrior pope. He's the one who commissioned Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel. The Council of Peace condemned him as a sodomite and said that he was covered with shameful ulcers, and tried to make the case that he had syphilis because he was banging dudes. His rumored lover was Cardinal Alidossi, and when he was murdered, Julius apparently barricaded himself in his rooms, refused to eat, traveled in a closed litter from which passersby could hear the Pope sobbing. Pope Leo X was also 16th century. He was the first Medici Pope. He sold indulgences, which that's corrupt as fuck, but that's why Martin Luther wrote his 95 Theses, or one of the reasons. But historian Francesco Guicciardini wrote, quote, in the early days of his pontificate, he was believed to be very chaste, but it was later discovered that he indulged excessively and without shame in those pleasures which I honestly cannot name.
No.
What's the phrase? The love that dare not speak its name, or whatever. Yeah. That's
gay.
Gay. And then the last one, Pope Paul II. This was 15th century, 1464 to 1471. He wanted to take the papal name of Formosus, meaning beautiful. He wanted to be, I'm Pope Beautiful.
Beautiful. Oh my God. What an egotistical asshole. He sounds like an insta-gay.
Cardinals talked him out of it. Apparently, so he did lots of like sparkles and beading and extra glitter and gold in his his robes that he would wear, his outfits that he would wear. One scholar calls it, quote, the most sumptuous ecclesiastical drag.
Oh, wow.
His enemies called him Our Lady of Pity, and his predecessor suggested calling him Maria Pietissima. Anyway, Pope Paul II was like a pope drag queen. I will talk about one more Pope thing in a little bit, but first, you want to talk about Pope Francis? Not a gay Pope, but said a lot of stuff about gay people.
Yeah, so, I mean, he's the most recent, like, I know we have a newer one, but, like, we have a lot of history of him talking about gay people, so I wanted to read some of the quotes to see where the Pope tends to stand on gay issues. So first, quote, a person once asked me in a provocative manner if I approved of homosexuality. I replied with another question. Tell me, when God looks at a gay person, does he endorse the existence of the person with love or reject and condemn this person? We must always consider the person.
Yeah. I mean, it's big, like, hate the sin, love the sinner vibes, which is not the kind thing people think it is when they say it.
Yeah. It seemed like a non-answer kind of as well, which, like, if you really do support gay people, you'd probably just be like, if he asked me if I support homosexuality, I said yeah.
Right.
I said yes.
Right.
Clearly 100%, you know, like,
yeah. I mean, there's the kindest reading of his response, though, is like, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. God loves them. Like, they are part of the flock and deserve God's love, and we'll do what we can for them. That's like, there's a kernel of compassion there.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. There's something nice. He didn't flat out say like, no, it's shit, you know, like, so
stone them.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. If they, another quote, if they, referring to gay priests, accept the Lord and have goodwill, who am I to judge them? They shouldn't be marginalized. The tendency is not the problem. They're our brothers.
Yeah.
And you know that someone doesn't know how to talk about gay shit when they refer to things like the tendency.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Like, you don't have to be totally LGBT literate to talk about gay issues, but, you know, don't refer to being gayness as the tendency.
Yeah. Which, like I've said it before, the whole thing in Catholicism anyway is that, like, the desire isn't bad; it's the acting on it that is, and I guess that's better. But then just like the sinful thought in the first place at all means that you're sinning. Yeah.
It means the devil's working through you or whatever.
Right.
When talking about LGBT children, quote, we come across this reality all the time in the confessional. A father and a mother whose son or daughter is in that situation. We have to find a way to help.
Tendency.
Yeah. We have to find a way to help that father or that mother to stand by their son or daughter. So that's good, telling parents to stand by your children, even if they're gay.
Yeah. Don't kick them out.
Yep. Quote, the family is threatened by growing efforts on the part of some to redefine the very institution of marriage, by relativism, by the culture of the ephemeral, by the lack of openness to life. Anytime you come out against people redefining marriage, then you know they're conservative.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that he both said to love gay people and accept them if they're your children, and also, you know, disliked the growing efforts to redefine marriage.
Yeah. Redefine marriage. Like, who gives a fuck about definitions? Like, anyway, that's fine.
Well, Dan Savage always says, like, straight people redefined marriage. They were the ones that made it about love, not about a
property.
Man taking, some dude's daughter. Let's see. In discussing a Slavic referendum, which was initiated by Alliance for Family, can you decide whether they're liberal or conservative?
Always
Mike?
The family.
Always the family. They're a conservative church-backed group that, and the referendum would ban same-sex marriage, prohibit same-sex couples from adopting, and allow parents to withdraw their children from sex education classes. About that, he said, quote, I wish to express my appreciation to the entire Slavic church, encouraging everyone to continue their efforts in defense of the family, the vital cell of society.
What damage to your fucking family are we? Your family must be pretty fucking fragile, dickbag.
Yeah, to like, what are we coming? How are gay people coming in between your family? Like, what are we doing? Are you having, maybe if your children are angry at you, you should talk to them and not blame it on gay people.
Yeah.
I think these people just have shitty families and they want to blame someone. And lastly, he said, today's children are taught in school that everyone can choose his or her sex. No, we're not. Why are they teaching this? We're not. Because the books are provided by the persons and institutions that give you money. These forms of ideological colonization are also supported by influential countries, and this is terrible.
This is giving woke mind virus horse shit, right? Like, oh my God.
So I think Pope Francis had a complex, like people have a complex relationship with him as the Pope. He said things that were supportive, also said things that were not supportive. He clearly cared about the defense of the family. And that leads to homophobic actions and laws and shit like that. So there's no, I think that he was revered as one of the more accepting of LGBT issues, but he's not there yet.
Yeah. Well, also he dead.
Well, he's dead. He wasn't there
yet. And we'll see how Leo does.
Yeah.
We'll see how Leo does.
Yeah.
Was it Francis that said it was okay to do non-wedding ceremonies for gay people?
Oh, I don't know.
Like, we can't let them get married, but we can still bless their union or something. I forget if that was Francis or Leo recently. Doesn't matter. I don't know why we care. Okay, I'm going to talk to you about Pope Joan.
Okay.
Kyle. So according to medieval legend, there used to be a female pope.
Wow.
Her name was Pope Joan. She allegedly reigned in the 850s. And for 400 years anyway, Europeans believed this story was fact. There's a bunch of stuff that happened in the Catholic Church somewhere in the 11th, 12th century where they started to care way more about this shit. So like prior to the 12th century or so, they paid like almost no attention to homosexuality. But then there were a bunch of priests like Saint Elred of Rivau, whatever that word is. And anyway, who would write about same-sex desire, ongoing emotional and physical relationships with other men, and they were like still priests, like they were still celebrated like important members of the community. It wasn't like something that immediately got them kicked out or excommunicated or whatever. Anyway, but then they had the Third Lateran Council of 1179, and that's when the church outlawed sodomy. But that means that there was like sodomy wasn't illegal inside of Catholicism for longer than it has been. Oh, wow. Since, right? But anyway, things used to be chiller is all I'm saying. So Pope Joan was allegedly a brilliant young woman from Mainz, Germany. Some versions of the legend say England. That she dressed as a boy to access education that was forbidden to women. She entered a monastery. She excelled in scholarship and theology, became known as John Anglicus, which is John the Englishman.
Was she trans?
And she rose from scribe to notary to cardinal to pope. During a papal procession, Pope Joan unexpectedly went into labor and gave birth in the street.
Surprise! This dude is pregnant.
The crowd was shocked and enraged, discovering that their pope was a woman. And depending on which version you read, she either died in childbirth, was stoned to death by the mob, or was tied to a horse's tail and dragged through Rome.
Ow.
Most sources place her reign as 855 to 858, and that she served as Pope John VIII for about 2 years between Pope Leo IV and Pope Benedict III. Other places say that was 1099 to 1100, which the stories are 250 years apart from each other. But that is probably just legend, because it was widely accepted as fact and repeated. It had meme quality for the time. The Council of Constance, though, in 1415, talked about her as if her history was absolutely real and happened. In Siena Cathedral, which was finished in 1263, has a bust of her among the papal portraits. And there was a coin that was found in 2018 by archaeologist Michael E. Habicht from Flinders University, and found that there were two distinctly different monograms attributed to Pope John VIII. And he argued that the earlier one belonged to Joan.
Is it true?
There's also the story that papal processions for centuries would avoid a specific street in Rome. And believers say something scandalous must have happened there, and the street became known as Vicus Papissa, Street of the Woman Pope. And so these are all things that point to there being something to this story.
Interesting.
I'll talk about, it's probably not true, but the question that you asked is the one that I immediately want to know. Let's say it's true. Let's say this happened, whether she gave birth and that's how she was discovered or not. Was she trans, or was she a cis het woman who decided to like play a trick on the Catholic Church and rise through the ranks?
Yeah, to like, I'm gonna become a boy. I'm gonna go do all the boy things, and that feels pretty trans to me.
It feels pretty trans to me too.
Yeah.
And then if he was trans and just we didn't have the language for that, he didn't have the language for that. Gosh, and he got knocked up. My goodness.
No.
Like, I guess he could have been gay.
Yeah.
And got knocked up at one of the coke-fueled orgies in the Vatican.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a book called The Cambridge History of the Papacy, and explicitly they say, quote, "There's a trans reading of Joan as a man in a woman's body rather than a woman in a man's garment," and that trans people are likely to find inspiration in that interpretation of her story. It's the question of like, did she have to because of oppression, or did she want to because of identity?
Yeah.
Medieval people didn't have the same language. They didn't have the same sort of gender identity like constructs or rules, but she might have been what we call a trans man.
Trans pope. That's pretty cool.
So we either had the first female pope or the first trans pope, or none of it
never happened. Okay.
Miles Pattenden from Australian Catholic University said, quote, "Some consider Joan a feminist pioneer. Others see her as an early trans figure. From a certain perspective, does her existence even matter?"
Yes. I would say yes, it does.
But like as a symbol, you know?
Yeah.
Legend claims that after her, a special chair with a hole was created so a cardinal could reach through and verify the new pope had testicles.
What? That's horrible. I was like,
the pope,
a fisting chair, kind of?
Sort of, but it was just a whole like at when the pope would be confirmed, would have to like teabag the hole in this chair.
Yeah.
So like, and apparently like the legend includes that the cardinal has to reach through, dangle the ball, like jiggle the balls, jingle them, and then announce "Duos habet et bene pendentis," meaning he has two and they dangle nicely.
Don't editorialize the quality of the balls if you're going to do this. Just say that they exist.
Yeah, apparently such chairs did exist, but scholars say that they existed before the supposed reign of Joan and were used for humility rituals, but it's unlikely that we were looking at Pope balls.
Okay,
as part of the process. Anyway, that's Pope Joan. I think it's really interesting.
Yeah.
If nothing else, I want the takeaway to be, I think that the Catholic Church used to be chill about these things. So did lots of people, or like neutral at the very least about LGBT stuff, and that like we've just gotten like more and more maligned with time.
So if you go back to our traditional values, they might be like, okay, then be neutral about gay shit.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to do an Ask Reddit because I thought this one was interesting. The question was, why doesn't the Pope get rid of all the Catholic LGBT affirming churches?
We have a Catholic church here in Seattle that is pro-gay because you gotta be. You couldn't live here
to exist in Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was posted to r/Catholic Philosophy by a deleted user. The full post says, why doesn't the Pope excommunicate churches that publicly and openly oppose Catholic teachings? I'm talking about these German churches where their priests and bishops publicly support LGBT lifestyle. The same goes for certain Catholic churches in North America. Maybe Pope Francis is too naive and we need to wait for a new Pope.
Yeah.
So, some of the answers. First, it's not the Pope's job to discipline or close individual churches in Germany or North America. Only the bishop of the diocese can lawfully do that. Canon 515-2. Although I suppose the Pope could close or discipline churches in the Diocese of Rome. Mm-hmm. So is it actually in their wheelhouse?
Because I think
the question.
The Pope is the Bishop of Rome, I think. Yeah. So could do that to his own churches, but not to the churches of the rest of the church or whatever.
So that's kind of a technical argument of like, does the responsibility fall in the hands of the Pope to do this?
Ain't his job. That's the ain't his job defense.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. There is a difference between tendencies and action that no one makes.
That word again.
I mean, I think someone's saying it because Pope Francis said it, and that's the power that his words have. Pretty much everyone outraged at this is outraged at the act of homosexuality, not the tendency. Furthermore, it's not even just the act, because we know people may struggle. We all do. We have a problem with priests and bishops not calling sin for what it is. That's it. If the priests called it sinful but understood people's struggles, then it wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
I guess, sure. Like in a world where you just believe that God hates fags, that's it. End of argument, then this is like the kindest version of that. You could have both of those things be true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This person seems like they're trying to be progressive and supportive, but in a way that's still, they don't realize it's still fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Someone else said, perhaps because he believes in love and mercy for sinners instead of bigotry and hatred. You too are a sinner. Who are you to say whose sin is worse? I'm not LGBT, etc. There's no space between that, so it looked like they were just messed up some letters at the end.
LGBT, etc.
But I will not judge those who are, for the simple reason that I do not wish to be judged by such a measure. Again, that's you're a sinner, but so are we all, and which sin is worse? And again, not as supportive.
I'm not gay. But leave them alone.
But yeah. I wonder if this person is actually gay.
Maybe.
Because who says I'm not gay the most? It's people that are gay.
Absolutely.
Someone else said, if the church is afraid to speak out against sin, then that's all it takes for the sin to spread, for good folk to remain silent on it.
Sure. Sure.
The answer is just that the church can wait out these heretics. Why cause a formal schism, which will go on forever, when you can just wait out these people and heal? Fairly simple.
Ooh, that's it's like we're a yeast infection. Don't cut that part of the body off. Just like take some Gardasil. No, that's HPV. I
don't know which
Vagisil.
Okay, sure. I've never gotten a yeast infection.
And Vagisil's, I think it's a suppository for yeast infections. Did I take my pills today?
Oh.
Anyway, okay.
The last one, because if he does, suddenly the majority of Germany is in schism, and you create a new church operating in parallel with Rome, like the Palmarian church, but to much larger scale, and thus a much larger problem. Once that happens, it's basically impossible to fix the problem because now they're explicitly outside of your authority. But if you keep them in, you can slowly work to correct the error. I think people might not be considering how many German faithful would lose licit access to the sacraments.
Yeah.
Which this, I think, is the right answer of why they don't do anything about it. Because, they're already hurting for members, and to cut out those that support LGBT issues is going to create a fraction within the church that then is going to lose them even more members as people go over to that side of the church and pick the sides between the two. And so I think that's the real reason.
Well, and we've seen other denominations of Christianity than Catholicism have serious issues that over a differentiation in how they treat LGBT people. Like they would be right to be afraid of the backlash, right? There are other examples that validate that fear.
Yeah. So I think that's part of why they just kind of tolerate it. And I don't know what it's going to take for the Catholic Church to flip its stance. It's interesting how gay, like they have, clearly concern for the gay priests and gay churches. The Vatican, we learned, was super duper gay. Like, there have been gay popes. Like, there's so much gayness going around and they just won't admit it. We
just need one to get to the top and then speak ex cathedral and say, no, God told me gays are fine. And then the church will implode. Yeah. Schism.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Jesus Christ, Kyle. In the Patreon segment, I'm going to talk about some more famous popes.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Tortured segue moment. Anyway.
It's not if you don't say that.
No, it's fine. Everything's fine. Did we do it? We talked about popes a lot.
Yeah. The takeaway is popes are gay.
Popes are gay.
Popes are gay. The Vatican's gay. Priests are gay.
And I think we talked about this in the book, that I think best little boy in the world syndrome is probably part of it. That, like, if you're going to be the bestest Catholic of Catholics, to make up for the fact that you're gay and wounded. Yeah. I think there's something there.
Yeah, I think so too.
So should we take a break?
Yeah, let's
and pray.
Yeah, let's pray on it.
Get on your knees.
Amen. Break.
This is the part where Mike and Kyle take a break.
Are we back?
We're back.
We're back.
We're going to do our Gayest and Straightest.
We're going to do our Gayest and Straightest, but first... come on my face. Come on the cruise.
Come on the cruise.
Yes. We're having a cruise. It's in February of 2027, so there's plenty of time to get a spot, but gayishpodcast.com/cruise.
We have a lot of people coming. It's going to be a great group of people. We're really excited about it.
Yeah, plus Mom will be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our website's gayishpodcast.com.
We are on social media at Gayish Podcast, or you can find our Facebook group. Links to our Facebook group or our Discord at gayishpodcast.com/contact.
Our hotline, you can send us text messages or leave us voicemails, is 585-5-GAYISH. It's 585-542-9474. Standard rates apply.
Our email is gayishpodcast@gmail.com.
Our physical mailing address is Post Office Box 19882, Seattle, Washington, 98109.
Let's do our Gayest and Straightest.
Let's do our Gayest and Straightest. Kyle.
Okay, I'll go.
Okay. Are you okay?
My gayest is I wore my known homosexual t-shirt that Derek got for us. Thank you, Derek. I wore that to my screenwriting class where I'm writing a gay film, so I thought it was fitting.
Did people notice it? Did they say
my teacher said in the Zoom chat that he liked my shirt.
Oh, great.
And I hearted it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
My straightest is I ordered a new washer dryer because mine broke.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think there's anything, I don't know that it's straight, but there was just nothing gay about the process. You know, you do some stuff and there's just no gay aspect. There was, the only gay, maybe because it's little, so it's kind of cute. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't know. But there's
also, like, you have a very specific place that it has to go. Like, it's not like you have a lot of size options.
Yep. I found one thing that worked. So that made it easy because I was like, I have to buy this one. So, yeah.
Well, the straightest thing about me this week is sending out Christmas cards. I just feel like that's a straight person thing to do.
Oh.
Like, write out envelopes and, like, send out holiday greetings.
Yeah.
Straight couple energy.
Yeah.
But then the gayest thing about me this week is that the cards are of us in matching outfits with our puppy.
Yeah, that was pretty gay. Thank you for my card. You're very homosexual.
Yeah, we're wearing matching pajamas and we're wearing matching shirts and Zucchini's being adorable. It's like so gay. so gay. We have a listener's Gayest and Straightest.
Yeah.
Who is it this time?
This comes from Brandon in Palm Springs.
Brandon.
Hey, Mike and Kyle. This is Brandon in Palm Springs calling with my Gayest and Straightest. So this week was Halloween, and the Gayest is a group of us dressed up in a costume as bees with our stingers out in the front, and went out to the bars in Palm Springs on Arenas and buzzed around there and poked people with our stingers. Straightest is, while we were there at one of the bars, I was more interested in watching the World Series to see who was going to win that particular game while I was on the dance floor. Thanks, guys. Keep up the great work.
Look, voluntarily watching baseball, that's just silly.
But I like the stinger idea. That's really cute. Yeah. I really like that.
Sting me. Sting me.
Sting me, daddy.
Use my hole. We did it.
We did it.
We are running for Pope now.
Yes. I'm going to earn $30 million by selling it. Yeah. So get me there and I'll give you some.
Coke-fueled orgies.
Oh, love it.
Yeah. Well, thanks. No, I'm not going to thank the popes.
No,
That's
I don't think so.
bad.
I don't think they deserve it.
All right.
Thank you to the gay popes. No, they were pretty bad.
They were pretty bad too.
Shit. Thank you to no one.
Thank you to nobody.
Except the following Super Gap Bridgers. Thank you to Adam Y.
Why?
Locomotive, Simon Srirachi, Kaylee Adams, Kid Oliver, Kobe Gordon, Squaggle, Andrew Bugby, William Bryant, John Crowley, Stephen Porchio, Stossel, Jonathan Montanius, Forrest Nell, Steve Douglas, Explosive Lasagna, Michael Covington, Thomas B, Dusty Sands, A. Coleman, Chris Cacciatorians, and Jerome York. Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your money. That's it. From the Chris Cacciatorian Studios, I'm Mike Johnson.
I'm Kyle Getz. Until next week, be butch, be fabulous, be you. See ya.
Next week. That dog's butthole is going to kill all of us, Kyle.
Why? Did it fart?
Oh, my God.
I don't smell it yet.
Oh, zucchini. Oh, God. Okay.
You got this.
Mm-mm.